Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Iron deficiency anemia. Deficiency of iron is the most common nutritional disorder in the world and is related to inadequate hemoglobin synthesis. This form of anemia is common particularly in toddlers, adolescent girls, and women of childbearing age. A normal diet it contains the heme and the non-heme component. The heme iron it is obtained from the products of animal origin, while non-heme iron it is obtained from vegetables or the plant-based foods. Both the heme and the non-heme iron they are stored in the body as leading to the total iron body content of 2.5 grams in female and 6 gram in male. This total iron content of the body can be divided into functional and storage iron. Functional iron it forms 75 to 80% of total iron content, and it is majorly it is contained in hemoglobin, and rest it is found in myoglobin, enzymes such as catalases and cytochromes. While storage iron it forms 15 to 20% of total iron, and it is mainly found in the ferritin and hemosiderin contained in liver and phagocytes. Iron metabolism it starts with the iron absorption. The pathway responsible for the absorption of iron it differ partially for non-heme and heme iron. First we will see how non-heme iron is absorbed. In the gut lumen, non-heme iron it is mostly present in the ferric state, and for its absorption it should be reduced to ferrous state first. This function is done by ferrireductases such as B cytochromes and STEAP3. Ferrous iron is then transported across the apical membrane by divalent metal transporter. The absorption of non-heme iron is variable and it is dependent on various factors. The factors which will stabilize the ferric state, those substances they will inhibit its absorption, while the substances that stabilize ferrous state they enhances its absorption. Frequently less than 5% of dietary non-heme iron is absorbed. And this picture shows the absorption of non-heme iron. Food it contains non-heme iron which is present in the ferric state. Ferric is first reduced to ferrous state by cytochrome B and is then taken inside the cell by divalent metal transporter 1. While 25% of heme iron derived from the hemoglobin, myoglobin and other animal proteins is absorbed. Heme iron is moved across the apical membrane into the cytoplasm through transporters that are incompletely characterized. Non-heme iron it is taken inside the cell by divalent metal transporter 1, while heme iron transporters they are not known. When inside the cell they are metabolized to release ferrous iron, which enters a common pool with the non-heme ferrous iron. Iron that enters the duodenal cell it has two fates. It can either be transported to the blood or it are stored as mucosal iron. The fate is determined by body iron stores. Ferrous iron destined for the circulation is transported from the cytoplasm across the basolateral enterocyte membrane by ferroportin. This process is coupled to the oxidation of ferrous iron to the ferric iron, which is carried out by the iron oxidases hephaestin and ceruloplasmin. Newly absorbed ferric iron binds rapidly to the plasma protein transferrin, which delivers iron to the red cell progenitors in the bone marrow. Both divalent metal transporter 1 and ferroportin they are widely distributed in the body and are involved in iron transport in other tissues as well. For example, divalent metal transporter 1 it also mediates the uptake of functional iron, which is derived from endocytosed transferrin across the lysosomal membrane into the cytosol of red cell precursor in the marrow. And the ferroportin it plays a role in the release of storage iron from the macrophages. It means the divalent metal transporter and ferroportin they are not only located in the gut, but they are located everywhere where iron absorption and release is related. Now see how heme iron is absorbed. Heme iron, it is taken as such into the cell by a heme transporter. Once inside the cell, they can either be transported out to the into the circulation, or they are stored in the cell as mucosal ferritin. Iron absorption is regulated by hepcidin, which is a small circulating peptide that is synthesized and released from the liver in response to increase in intrahepatic iron levels. Hepcidin inhibits iron transfer from the enterocyte to plasma by binding to ferroportin and causing it to be endocytosed and degraded. As a result, as hepcidin level rises, iron becomes trapped within the duodenal cells in the form of mucosal ferritin and is lost as these cells are sloughed off. Thus, when the body has adequate iron, high hepcidin level inhibits its absorption into the circulation. Conversely, when the body stores are low, hepcidin synthesis falls and it in turn facilitates iron absorption. So hepcidin and iron absorption, they have an inverse relation. By inhibiting ferroportin, hepcidin not only reduces iron uptake from the enterocyte but also suppresses iron release from the macrophages, which are an important source of iron that is used by erythroid precursors to make hemoglobin. As we have read before, that ferroportin, they are also present in the macrophages. So when ferroportin, they are endocytosed and degraded, their absorption as well as released from the macrophages, both are inhibited. Now see how hepcidin, it inhibits ferroportin 1. In response to increased intrahepatic iron level, hepcidin, it is released from the liver and it affects the ferroportin 1. It inhibits it. As a result, iron, it is not able to enter the circulation and it remains in the cell as mucosal ferritin. And they are lost as these gut cells, they shed. Next is iron transport. Once the iron is absorbed, the next procedure is how it is transported in the circulation. Iron is transported in the plasma by an iron binding glycoprotein called transferrin, which is synthesized in the liver. In normal individuals, transferrin is about 1/3 saturated with the iron, yielding serum iron levels that average 120 micrograms per deciliter in men and 100 micrograms per deciliter in women. The major function of plasma transferrin is to deliver iron to the cells, including erythroid precursors, which require iron to synthesize hemoglobin. Erythroid precursors have a very high affinity for the transferrin that mediate iron import through receptor-mediated endocytosis. Next, iron storage. Free iron is highly toxic and is therefore important that the storage iron, it should be sequestered. This is achieved by binding of iron in the storage pool to either ferritin or hemosiderin. Ferritin is a ubiquitous protein iron complex that is found at highest level in the liver, spleen, bone marrow and skeletal muscle. In the liver, ferritin, it is stored in the parenchymal cells, while in spleen and bone marrow, they are stored in the macrophages. Iron which is present in the hepatocyte, it is derived from plasma transferrin, while the storage iron in macrophages, it is derived from the breakdown of red blood cells. Intracellular ferritin is located in the cytosols and in lysosomes. In lysosomes, the intracellular ferritin, it is partially degraded. It contains partially degraded protein shells of ferritin aggregate, which forms hemosiderin granules. So there is a point that hemosiderin, it is stored or located in the lysosomes. Iron in hemosiderin is chemically reactive and turns blue-black when exposed to potassium ferrocyanide, which is the basis for Prussian blue stain. This stain, it is a diagnostically important to determine the iron stores in the body. We will see it later. With the normal iron stores, only trace amount of hemosiderin they are found in the body, principally in the macrophages in the bone marrow, spleen and liver, and most being stored as ferritin. In iron overloaded cells, the most iron is stored in the hemosiderin. When the iron stores they are adequate, most of the iron it is stored as ferritin. However, when the iron levels they are very high in the body, leading to iron overload, then they are stored as hemosiderin. Because plasma ferritin it is derived largely from the storage pool of the body iron, its level correlate well with the body iron stores. In iron deficiency, serum ferritin it is present below 12 milligrams per liter, 12 micrograms per liter, whereas in iron overload there are iron is as high as 5000 micrograms per liter may be seen. Of physiological importance, the storage iron pool they can be readily mobilized if iron requirement increases, as may occur after loss of blood. It means the storage iron it is easily available when there is a need. Now the iron balance in the body it is maintained by regulating the absorption of dietary iron in the proximal duodenum. There is no regulated pathway for iron excretion, which is limited to 1 to 2 milligram lost each day through the shedding of mucosal and skin epithelial cells. In contrast, as body iron stores increases, absorption falls and vice versa. Etiology. Iron deficiency it can result from dietary lack, impaired absorption, increased requirement and chronic blood loss. Dietary lack. There are two factors which are very important which forms the iron content of the body. One is the overall content and one other is the bioavailability of the dietary iron. The daily iron requirement is 7 to 10 milligram for adult men and 7 to 20 milligram for adult women. The bioavailability of the dietary iron, heme iron, it is readily absorbable, and inorganic it is very small amount of inorganic iron it is absorbed. As we have seen, the 25% of heme iron and less than 5% of inorganic or non-heme iron it is absorbed. These are the factors which favor and reduce iron absorption. Heme iron, ferrostate, acids, solubilizing agents such as sugars and amino acids, reduce serum hepcidin, ineffective erythropoiesis, pregnancy, hereditary hemochromatosis. These all factors they favor the iron absorption. While when the iron it is present in inorganic form and ferric form, its absorption is reduced. Alkalis such as antacid, pancreatic secretions, precipitating agents such as phytates, phosphate and T. They also reduces iron absorption, increase serum hepcidin, decreased erythropoiesis and inflammatory conditions. They all reduce iron absorption. Dietary lack. Mostly iron deficiency it is seen in the underdeveloped countries. However, in privileged societies, it can also occur in the following age groups. So first of all, infants. Infants they are at a high risk due to very small amount of iron in the milk. Human breast milk provides only 0.3 milligrams per liter of iron. Cow's milk contain about twice as much iron, but its bioavailability is poor. The impoverished who can have suboptimal diets for socio-economic reasons at any age. Older adults who often have restricted diet with little meat because of limited income or poor dentition. Teenagers who subsist on junk food. Impaired absorption. Iron absorption it is impaired in conditions such as sprue, other causes of fat malabsorption such as steatorrhea, chronic diarrhea and gastrectomy. Gastrectomy it inhibits by two mechanisms. First, as by reducing the acidity of the proximal duodenum, iron absorption is reduced, and secondly, it increases the speed with which gut content pass through the duodenum, leaving very small time for absorption of iron. Increased requirement. Third factor of which lead to iron deficiency is increased requirement, which is seen in growing infants, children and adolescents, as well as premenopausal women, particularly during pregnancy. Economically deprived women having multiple closely spaced pregnancy are at exceptionally high risk, as it is very common in our society. Chronic blood loss. It is the most common cause of iron deficiency in Western world. External hemorrhage or bleeding into gastrointestinal, urinary or genital tracts deplete iron reserves. Iron deficiency in adult men and postmenopausal women in the Western world must be attributed to gastrointestinal blood loss until proven otherwise. Careful history occasionally discover an occult bleeding source such as cancer. At the beginning of chronic blood loss or other states of negative iron balance, reserve in the form of ferritin and hemosiderin, they are adequate to maintain normal hemoglobin, hematocrit level, normal serum iron and transferrin saturation. Progressive depletion of these reserves first lowers serum iron and transferrin saturation level without producing anemia. So when the iron stores they are depleted, first of all the iron stores they will be depleted, and initially the hemoglobin hematocrit level they will be normal along with the serum iron and transferrin saturation. However, as the iron stores they keep on decreasing, it will first lower the serum iron and transferrin saturation level, and then there will be an increased erythroid activity in the bone marrow. Anemia appears only when the iron stores are completely depleted and is accomplished by lower than normal serum iron, ferritin and transferrin saturation level. Clinical features. The patient of the iron deficiency anemia, they will present as pallor and fatigability, koilonychia, which are the spoon-shaped nails, alopecia, atrophic changes in tongue and gastric mucosa. Depletion of iron from the central nervous system may lead to appearance of pica, in which affected individuals they consume non-foodstuffs such as clay or food ingredients such as flour and periodically move their limbs during sleep. Then there is a triad. There is a syndrome in which there is a triad of symptoms, in which the patient present as dysphagia, microcytic hypochromic anemia, and atrophic glossitis. This syndrome is known as Plummer-Vinson syndrome. The dysphagia in Plummer-Vinson syndrome is seen due to the esophageal webs. Diagnosis. CBC. Their hemoglobin and hematocrit they are depressed, usually to a moderate degree. RBC morphology will show small red cells and pale red cells. Normal red cells with sufficient hemoglobin, they have a zone of central pallor measuring about 1/3 of cell diameter. In established iron deficiency, the zone of pallor is enlarged. Hemoglobin may be seen only in a narrow peripheral rim. Poikilocytosis in the form of small elongated red cells, which are called pencil cells, is also characteristically seen. This is a peripheral film. This red blood cell, this is a normal red blood cell, in which the central 1/3 it is hollow. Now we will see anemic cells. This is a hypochromic cell, in which you can see that the central hollow it is enlarged, and hemoglobin it is present in the peripheral rim. This is a microcyte. This is a microcyte. These are the pencil cells. Next, the bone marrow aspiration, it will reveal mild to moderate increase in erythroid progenitors. Prussian blue stains. A diagnostically significant finding is the disappearance of stainable iron from the macrophages in the bone marrow, which is best assessed by performing Prussian blue stain on the smears of aspirated marrow. We have read before that the hemosiderin, it is a chemically active substance, and when the potassium ferrocyanide is added, it will show a blue black color if the hemosiderin level it is adequate. The serum iron and ferritin, they are low. The total plasma iron binding capacity is high. When the iron is low and the iron binding capacity is increased, it results in the reduction of transferrin saturation to below 15%. This picture shows the Prussian blue stain. This is a normal marrow with the adequate iron reserves. This blue hollow, blue coloration, it shows the hemosiderin, which are located in the lysosomes or macrophages. This is a erythroid cell, and this blue dot, it shows iron. And this is a normal picture. While in iron deficiency anemia, you see there is no blue coloration, and it indicates the absence of iron. And there is also no iron seen in the erythroid precursors. This is a Prussian blue stain. Treatment. The underlying cause is treated as far as possible. In addition, iron is given to correct the anemia and replenish iron stores. Oral iron, it comes in many forms such as ferrous sulfate, which is the best one, ferrous fumarate, ferrous gluconate. Oral iron therapy should be given for long enough both to correct the anemia and to replenish body iron stores, which usually means for at least 6 months. As we have read before, that the anemia, it will appear only when the iron stores, they are depleted. So oral iron therapy, it have a two aim. First is to correct the anemia, and second is to replenish the iron stores. Parenteral iron, it is given only in certain conditions of high iron requirement, such as in gastrointestinal bleeding, severe menorrhagia, chronic hemodialysis with erythropoietin therapy, and when the oral iron, it is ineffective, such as in iron malabsorption resulting from gluten-induced enteropathy or atrophic gastritis, or it is impractical, such as active Crohn disease. The hematological response to parenteral iron is no faster than to adequate dosage of oral iron, but the stores are replenished faster. Thank you.